What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and there is a brand new amazing Spider-Man costume. This is something I'm definitely excited about because, as I've said before, he is my favorite hero. But just how good is this new costume? Well, we're going to take a look. First of all, it's only available for a limited time. It expires on June 10th. It's also going to cost you 75 command points, and that's quite a bit for just one costume. This new alternate comes in both a Scrapper and an Infiltrator class. Truthfully, I'm more interested in the Scrapper version because currently, Infiltrators are pretty scary to use in PvP, mainly because of Scrapper Quicksilver. The new passive for this costume is the Web Slinger. Spidey gains a chance for an extra turn after performing a follow-up attack or a counter-attack. Now this got me thinking, yes, he is a Scrapper, so he can gain a follow-up, but what if there's no Infiltrator on the other team? Well, the easy solution would be the Asgardian Tankard. It'll give him his Scrapper ability, and then he can proc Web Slinger. But what about that counterattack? Well, I was thinking of this as well, the Neurotrope. I was really wondering what if that counterattack could count. Don't worry, we'll check all that out in just one moment. I'm going to use the Amazing Spider-Man in PvP, and we'll see exactly how this new alternate performs. I do want to note this costume also has great responsibility, so Spidey has a chance to protect an ally from an oncoming attack, and he can even protect all allies from area attacks. Now that's pretty awesome, I have to admit. Now the other Spider-Man news is the fact that Webbed has been overhauled. Now the first application of Webbed applies Staggered and Constricted. The second application applies Tangled Web, which applies Immobilized and Hobbled. And then the third application applies Binding Web, which stuns the target. Now if you have a follow-up attack, that means you can get 2 applications of Webbed in just one attack. Then with the passive ability, you can get an extra turn, and then you can apply that third application of Webbed. So I have to admit that's pretty cool, and I do like that the second application will apply Immobilized. That debuff can shut down melee attackers, such as Juggernaut and Quicksilver. So those are the new changes to our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Now what I'm going to do is unlock that Scrapper costume, and I will use it in PvP. I'm going to place my Tangled E-ISO and also my Arachnid Augmented ISO. And then as his teammate, I'm going to use Hank Pym. They work really well together, and also I'm going to have the Asgardian Tankard, which will give my Tactician Hank Pym an extra turn. I'm going to keep the Synthetic Cube on, and then I'm going to change the Hard Knocks and Hotshot. So let's go and skip ahead, and now I'm using the Dragon's Foot and the Neurotrope. I want to test whether or not its counterattack will give Spidey an extra turn. The Dragon's Foot should also do quite well because Spider-Man and Pym both have a lot of unarmed melee attacks. So now that we're all set up, let's go ahead into a battle. The Amazing Spider-Man gets our first turn, and we're going to start out with his level 2. This of course is a quick action so we can still attack, and we're going to go ahead and use our level 1. First, you will notice that Spidey and Pym both gain Analysis. This really enhances this team up, and it provides some amazing benefits. So there you see Second Opinion. Attacks always hit, and ignore most avoidance effects. Hank Pym also has the same benefits, and it's because of Smartest Man in the Room. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the new effects of Webbed. Remember, now the first application applies Staggered and Constricted. I also have his Tangled Empowered ISO weight, so we do have Opportunist. Right away, Magneto is pretty heavily debuffed. Now on the enemy agent's turn, he's going to start by using the Shepherd's Staff. Hopefully I'm going to be able to stop at least Magneto from gaining that extra turn. Next, our agent's going to use the Neurotrope, and it looks like he has a pretty heavy quick action item setup. His turn's most likely going to end with the cube. So yes, these setups can be quite annoying. And let's see what his third quick action item is. It's going to be the Fire Starter. I have to admit, this is something you don't see too often. And there it is to top it all off, the Blackest Void. So now my team is disoriented. Luckily, Hank Pym has an AoE attack, the Army of Ants. It counts as a range, but I really wish it was a summon attack, That way you could make it a quick action. But I guess it is quite powerful. We're going to go ahead and neutralize all the enemies, place off balance, and with our buffs it's going to be a guaranteed stealthy hit. And why not, we threw lock on there as well. After Magneto's turn, our agent finally gets a chance to use that Asgardian tankard. This is where this team up should get pretty interesting. First off, we're going to use the Neurotrope, and that will be followed by the Elixir of Recovery. After the Neurotrope, Spidey will gain combat awareness, so that is a counterattack. After the tankard, he'll gain his follow-up attack because he's a scrapper. Hopefully as a result we get to see his passive proc. The other good news is the Elixir of Recovery cleared disoriented from my agent. That means we can use the Dragon's Foot on Magneto. We're kind of in a rush to finish him right now before he gets his shield off, and also that extra turn. On Hank Pym's extra turn, let's take a look at our options. First off, we do have quite a few good ones, but I think I'm going to go with Growing Pains. First off, it will place Exhausted on Magneto, so at the very least we should be able to limit his turns that way. But I really wish I would have got a chance to hit their agent with this. It would have completely shut down most of those quick actions. He would have only gotten away with doing one. But oh well, it doesn't always work out perfectly. We did at least remove Follow the Lead. However, Iron Fist uses Healing Chi, and he just completely healed Magneto back, and cleared his debuffs. At least with the Amazing Spider-Man, we do have that follow-up attack, so that means we're going to do 2 web shots in a row. We just need that third application and we will stun him. Most likely he's going to be knocked out before that happens. With Hank Pym's turn, I'm going to use his bug squashing ability. That should easily take out Magneto and hurt his other teammates. By the way, I didn't point this out earlier, but we did gain Analysis Rebuttal, so our attacks ignore most avoidance effects, and they always critically hit. That is, unless you have something that prevents a critical hit, like Magnetized. So unfortunately, we do have that on Hank Pym. Regardless, we were able to do enough damage to finish Magneto, and we hurt the other 2 enemies. So far, so good. Everything's going according to plan. We just need to see that passive ability proc on the Amazing Spider-Man. Even reality hacking kicks in for us. Twice in a row. And our Goliath Punch counterattack is going to take Iron Fist down to 7600 HP. On Iron Fist's second turn, Spidey procs his Protect. He dodges this as well, and then he also dodges the Combo Breaker. We counterattack because of combat awareness, and the Web Slinger does kick in. So yes, something like the Neurotrope's counterattack can help you gain an extra turn. As far as proccing off a follow-up attack, I was wondering if Flanked would work as well. That was something that I wanted to mention earlier, but it slipped my mind. I'll definitely test that one out and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Just now we gained Divergent Theory, and we're going to take a look at what that does as well. Attacks ignore most avoidance effects, they always critically hit, and ignore defense. Since our Web Slingshot has deadly crits, we're just going to go for it and end this battle. That's also going to end our first look at the Amazing Spider-Man alternate costume. So far I like it, and I really like that team up with Hank Pym. Next I'll just have to test that Flank Theory, and then I'll get back to you hopefully with another video. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I want to thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, good luck, and take care.